Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very old watch me work. This video I recorded in July of this year. Let me tell you guys what happened. This set was real hard for me to do. And the video ended up being real long, so I just gave up on it so many times when editing. But I finally have it done. So here it is. Hopefully I remember what all I did. This is her previous set. She's trying to hide her pinky. She broke her pinky, and it happens, you know, but the set still looked nice. So I'm using the Red Baron bit. You can see it's a very coarse bit, and I'm using it on a very high speed, the highest speed my e-file will go, and I'm removing all the acrylic that she had because I did an ombre on this set, and it's, you know, neon and bright, and I believe I posted the original of this set with the splattered look. I did, so you can watch the video. It was a neon coral acrylic, the color you can see under the holographic, and I did a white splatter and some stones. I'll try to link that video below. But after she got that set with the splatter, we just did a fill and added the holographic chrome, the unicorn chrome from Wildflowers, just over the neon part, and it kind of gave it this neon holographic ombre. It was really simple and really cute, and actually a really great way to kind of repurpose an ombre, especially when it's, you know, brightly colored. So I'm just removing all the product from the nail, and you can see she has a little bit of lifting. This is actually before I started doing the gel bottle ink rubber base on all her fingers. I would try it on the problem finger she had, which was her pointers, at least her pointer on her right hand. And so you can see there's lifting, not to the point that the nail would be, you know, lifting up, flipping up, you know, and bending and uncomfortable. It's more of a visual thing that could, you know, turn to a bigger problem eventually. But, you know, lifting how it is right now on her nail, that little bit, it's just what I wanted to get rid of. And it didn't happen all the time, not with all the clients or anything like that. But it's just enough, like you have to go in and remove that every time. It's very timely, and ideally we don't want any lifting at all. So you can see I'm having to file that down with that Red Baron bit. I kind of kick it up without digging into the natural nail because this is a very aggressive bit. And if you don't feel comfortable with your e-file skills or a bit this aggressive going this fast, please, you know, use a different bit or hand file the lifting off. It's just very minimal. You can't really get clippers into, you know, just millimeters of lifting. So apparently I did the nail prep and cuticle work off camera. Again, this video I've been editing for months, so we're solving it as we go. We're figuring it out as we go. This color I know was a custom color I mixed a long time ago. It's basically YoungNails Cover Pink, Cover Peach, and I believe they're natural acrylic. And I mixed a whole bunch of it, and I use it every once in a while. It's kind of similar to the classic nude from Valentino. That's usually color she likes as a nail bed. My mom likes more like sheer nude colors as nail bed colors, if not just like a sheer, very natural. She doesn't like the cover like nudes, the cover pink and cover peaches like that. So this is a great color for her. You can see back to how I prepped this. I could tell in this set I used the rubber base on all the nails. You can see it has that shiny finish on the natural nail. So I prepped them as I usually do with my skiver bit and everything like that. And cleanse them with acetone to dehydrate, balance the nail. And then I went in with a rubber base over the entirety of the nail, cured for 30 seconds LED. And now I'm going in with my acrylic application. I'm using my Poochie's nail size 16 brush, and it is pinched. And I showed the monomer I was using. It was the Tammy Taylor Extra Adhesion. I really enjoyed it when I was using it. You know, guys, I use a lot of YoungNails products. Tammy Taylor is a reputable brand that's been around a long time, so I like to dabble in some of her products, but I don't really have a lot. But I really enjoyed the Extra Adhesion. I probably bought 2 big bottles. And I'll probably purchase it again. I buy it because it's local to me. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. It's kind of here because it's in the video. But anyways. So you can see I'm going in and just doing the overlay on her natural nail. The nails, they still have some acrylic on them. So if you see them look wild and crazy and weird and inconsistent, it's probably older acrylic that was, you know, kind of pink or nude that didn't file off completely. I didn't feel like it would affect what's going on here. Now, 2 of her nails that you'll see, they're done with builder gel. So I did the acrylic first on the nails, and then the other 2 I did with builder gel. And that was just a decision because she loves the diamond gel from Light Elegance. So not only can you like literally hybrid sets like a single nail that's, you know, builder gel and polygel, or polygel and acrylic, builder gel and polygel and acrylic. You can do a single nail with all those elements, but also don't be afraid to use different enhancement types. 1 nail builder gel, 1 nail acrylic to get the look you want. So I'm using the gel pot French white as a base kind of white diamond from Light Elegance. I told you it's a beautiful color. Light Elegance is out of stock. They have tiny diamond, which is like this but much finer, and then they have big diamond, which is like this but much bigger particles. So I'm just dehydrating her nail instead of using acetone. I guess I decided to do that then, but it's the same effect. Dehydrate the nail, balance it, same thing. So I did that, and then I'm going in with the gel bottle ink rubber base. Gonna apply that over the nail. And again, these nails, they're her natural nails. They're beautiful, they're good, but you can see the inconsistencies. That's just old gel, so it looks bad. And this one she actually hit. I think this is the one that she broke. No, it's not. I lied because you can see it's not broke. But she hit it, so you can see that she has that little bruised spot towards her cuticle area. So she was just killing these nails. But we made them better. So I'm using that gel pot, and I'm applying a not super thin layer, enough to get a little coverage. And this just makes the nail have this sheer white color, as you can see. And it's a great base for the diamond. Just brings a little touch of brightness. I didn't want to do like a solid bright white underneath. I know a lot of people do when using diamond, but I don't know, it just doesn't have the same effect to me. Diamond is real cool as a glitter gel because a lot of people interpret it like it's a silver, like holographic glitter, but it's not. It almost literally looks like diamonds, like, you know, like light passes through it. It's not a opaque silver or an opaque white. It's just like sparkly diamond. So I applied the French white and I wiped off the tacky layer, and I'm going to go ahead and shape the nail now. Not 100% where I need it to be, but probably 92%. Just because I don't want to file into the glitter. And because you lose, you know, your shape as the nails grow out and the corners round out, and what was once wide at the nail bed has now grown out into the free edge portion. If I didn't do this, what could happen is when I went in to regain her coffin shape after everything was finished, I would taper in the sides, of course, because it's a coffin shape. But with that, a lot of the edge would come off of the glitter. So you'll just have this bare portion along the sidewall portion of the free edge that would be missing glitter. I've done it so many times that I try to learn my lesson and do better. So as a tip to you, if you're going to do a permanent design, even if this wasn't glitter, if this was an ombre or a French or something like that, you're doing with acrylic or builder gel, a permanent encapsulated design inside the nail, even if you're encapsulating literally something, lace, flowers or something, I would regain the shape before encapsulation so you don't file away any of your design. So I'm going in with an alpha brush for this, and I'm building this up. I'm not looking to get an apex. I'm building this up enough for coverage. This is basically the equivalent of a glitter acrylic. It does have some strength to it, but there is glitter in it. So we're going to encapsulate in our clear to build our apex in the majority of our strength. So I'm just getting this to the coverage that I want. After I cure it and get it to look how I want it to look, I'm going to use the Cool Gel from Light Elegance, and again, the Alpha brush. I will have a link below. They're very affordable brushes. I love their gel brushes. Personally, it's great to have some around if you're going to start dabbling into gel, or if you already do. So I'm just going in and encapsulating the glitter and then building an apex or whatever I need to. This also ensures that we don't file off a lot of the glitter when we're going in and finish filing. So you can see I have a little chunk of glitter. Y'all see that piece of glitter? Looks like I don't even remember some of this stuff happening. Hopefully I get the piece of glitter out. Did I? Okay, cool. So I went in and filed off camera as I always do. I'm sorry, don't hate me. I shaped the nails off camera. So I'm going in with a carbide bit from Poochie's Nails. This is a fine grit bit, and it's a smooth top, which means it's a safety bit. And I'm going in on the acrylic nails first and finish filing. I always say I don't generally use carbide bits on builder gel because builder gel is so soft to file. A carbide bit could really take a lot of product off fast. So I'm only going over the acrylic nails with the carbide bit because acrylic's so much more difficult to file. It needs a little bit more aggressive bit. Again, this is only a fine grit bit, but a fine grit carbide can be a lot for builder gel. So if you had builder gel and you really bulked it out somewhere, you had a really bulbous area, like somebody leaned their hand over, you can go in with a carbide bit. It's just, these nails didn't have that going on, and there's not a lot I needed to remove. I just kind of needed to refine the surface. Builder gel levels out so beautifully. A lot of times there's not a lot of filing you need to do except to for little inconsistencies. So I'm going in with a crosscut bit. This is essentially like a sanding band but with metal. So we're just slowly evening the surface. And also, I use this bit, I say it all the time, I use this bit in place of a hand buffer because I can get closer around the cuticle area and without causing any discomfort. I'm sure you guys may have experienced in a shop a lot of times they'll use hand buffers and they'll just tear your epinicium up. It may not necessarily be bleeding, but it's just so uncomfortable when you use like straight files and buffers along your skin. I just don't like it. So I don't like to subject my clients to it. So I'm going over the acrylic nails with the crosscut bit. Again, this adds a little bit of texture to the nail. If it smooths out, it's kind of contradictory because it smooths out the nail like any lumps and bumps, but it also adds texture on a very, very small level so that our top coat, our gel, whatever we have is going to have something to grip onto. So it's also great for achieving a really flush cuticle area because this bit doesn't cut you, so you can get really nice and tight in between the epinicium and the enhancement. That's what I'm doing right now. As you see, I go around, tuck that in that area, and then quickly go over the entirety of the nail. And then we don't have to use a hand buffer. We go straight into polishing after we're finished with this. And you can buy this bit from Atwood Industries. It's a crosscut bit. And I think it's the large head. So I don't know which one of these brushes I ended up using for this design. But some of those, they're all from Wildflowers Nails. There's some medium, short, and long stripers. So the color I'm using is Positive Tomato from Madam Glam, and you can always use code Tabitha for discounts at Madam Glam. So I'm using the long striper, and I'm going and creating this kind of S shape on the nail. And I just want to make sure visually that it's proportioned right. I believe we used the inspiration pick for this look. Had to, yeah, we did, because that's what I kept failing on, is trying to make the swirls. Anyways, so I'm just going in and getting this kind of shape how I want it and cleaning it up with a French brush and making sure I wanted the top swirl to be proportioned with the bottom. That's what I'm going for, and it's just visually how I see it. You know, there's no trick. I just keep going. I wipe off what's necessary, and it's just like, you know, you start with like a rough draft of what you want to do and clean it up and refine it from there. So I'm going in with this striper brush even more to get around those tight areas near the cuticle area and along the side walls. So I went in and applied 2 coats on each nail. I didn't show it in the video. It's basically, once I get this shape together, I'm just going back over it. There are going to be crystals along the line of the swirl. So it doesn't have to be, you know, 100% the cleanest little design. I'm making sure it's proportioned with the design on the other hand. Kind of, you know, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. You're going to stress yourself out, and I do, even trying to make it, you know, as good as I like. But some things you just kind of have to leave in the wind, because they are nails and they're going to come off in 3-4 weeks. And some things, a lot of the things that we as nail techs or artists notice, clients will never notice. So sometimes you have to take a step back and realize, you know, I'm sitting here making this perfect swirl and I'm just going to throw crystals on top of it. And that's all everybody's going to notice is just the crystals. So, you know, you kind of got to get real with yourself. I'm just really motivating and telling myself. I'm setting expectations for myself. But you can see I'm just essentially doing a similar thing on this nail. This design on this finger is going to be a little different. Concept still the same. So after I do the 2 coats on this, we're going to get into this swirl design. And I just want to tell you guys, I tried this so many times. It took so long. I'm using the Presto Bambina art liner in white. I'm using this brush from Wildflowers Nails. It's the medium striper, the gold one. And I'm trying to do this. I'm sorry it's blurry. There's so much footage of this I didn't catch on camera. Not that y'all wanted to see this, but I want you guys to know this went on a long time. Me trying to do this freaking design. And then I'm like, nope, wipe it off. Nope, wipe it off. Mom was like, oh, you just fixed, nope, wipe it off. To the point she's like, I don't even do it anymore. I'm like, no, I want to do it, but I have to do it right. So I'm like trying, and I was just like, this is so ugly to me. And I like, nope, I hate it, and wiped it off. She's like, what? So I did so many off camera, and then I was like, I'm going to get it. Turn the camera back on because I remember thinking this is the time that I'm gonna get it. And I think I used like a whole different gel this time. And my mom, she's like talking to me and like telling me, at this point, she's like trying to help me figure it out too. She's like, okay, fix that right there. She's like looking and like, yeah, no, this is looking fine. Like, please just do it. And I told her like, I'm not amazing at everything. I'm not at all. So I was trying a different gel and I felt like I was going to have it this time. I didn't have it that time, so I turned the camera off and I tried even more. I decided I didn't like this. Whatever paint I was using, I didn't like how it was performing, so I went back. Yeah, I hated that, so I wiped it off. I went back to the Presto Bambina gel, and that's the one that eventually helped me get it right. Not that I got it 100% right, but to the point I accepted it. So I am using the art liner brush. This is the brush that comes with the actual gel. A lot of the times you see me, I'll use a different brush or a striper brush with it. I decided this time that the actual brush that came with the gel is probably the best brush. It was shorter and I felt like I could do the swirl, loop, whatever these things were, a little bit easier with that brush. So I did a few of them, and I guess I decided I needed to turn the camera on because this was going to be the one. It ended up being the one, but I had to do another nail. Oh, and you can see me hesitating. This is sped up. This is me hesitating sped up. And my mom was like talking to me. She's like, just do it. It's the opposite. Like she's like trying to tell me. And so I went for this one and I didn't wipe it off a million times. I would go in, you see me with a little brush, I would clean up areas that I didn't like instead of erasing the whole thing. She's like, stop wiping off the whole design. Like, please. I don't know what time it probably is at this point. It's probably literally somewhere in the AM, probably past midnight at this point. Who knows? But I feel like this nail was okay. I didn't do it 100 times, and I actually made it all the way through. So when I cleaned it off, I took a brush and just dipped it in alcohol, and that will quickly remove the gel. You can remove gel with acetone, but because I'm working over gel that hasn't been top coated or anything like that, I just used alcohol to clean it off. So you can see me just wiping the one little piece off because I was wiping the whole nail off. So I'm like, I like these two little loopy hoop leaf looking things. So I'm going to wipe these other two off. So do better than me, guys. I was being dramatic and really just giving up. So I get the design how I like it. Because this is gel, we go ahead and cure it in the light. That's the amazing thing with gel, opposed to using paints or polish to do artwork, because it dries up, it thickens up on you. So I really love using gel to do any type of artwork, designs, line work. And once I do this, I did do a second coat of white on them just to get the opacity where I needed it. But it's not as difficult. It's more tedious than it is actually difficult a lot of times to go over designs. But it's already there where, you want it to be. I just kind of traced back over it. I was using a very light hand when doing this, trying to flick my wrist and get the swirls and whatever these are, how I want it. So the pigmentation came out really light. Depending on what I'm doing with a lot of art, I don't have to go over it twice with the Presto liners. It just kind of depends. You want gel paints, even if it's not specifically this one, you want gel paints that are really opaque, because if you do a lot of fine work, let's say I did this over the entirety of the nail, who wants to trace back over the entirety of the nail, not only on one, but 2 nails or 4 nails, whatever it is. So when picking gel paint, you want something that's very opaque that you don't have to trace over. But it's just the circumstances and how I applied this that I ended up having to go back over it. So there's areas I didn't like. I'm using the positive tomato color basically to erase, areas of white that I feel weren't how they needed to be. And I decided this was better than, me wiping off the nail. So many times I'm just kind of taking in areas with that positive tomato and curing it. And finally got that done. I'm going to go in and top coat our diamond nails with the Opry gel top coat. That's what I was using at this time. It's a good top coat. If you come across it and want to get it and try it, it's definitely worth a try. You guys know I say it all the time. I use a lot of different top coats. I've been using one I really love lately. I can't wait to share it with you guys. But again, I recorded this in July. I was using the Opry one at the time, and it's fine. So I applied protein bond to the nail, as you guys seen. I do it kind of fills in those ridges we caused with the crosscut bit. And it also helps with the clarity of the glitter. So I apply protein bond and then top coat, and that's the end of those nails. Now, look at these two stones. One of these is crystal clear, and one of them is crystal moonlight Swarovski. Oh, and they're so sparkly. The one at the top was crystal moonlight, and you can see how it looks. You can get it from Blue Street Crystal. This is a mixed pack. I love Blue Street because they sell mixed packs of sizes, so you can get a whole bunch of different sizes in one pack and not have to buy a whole bunch of individual packs that gets so costly. And it's like, why do I need 144 freaking green stones or orange? It's like you only need them sometimes. So just, that's my little ad for Blue Streak. I love that they sell mixed size packs, and I have a coupon code also, and I genuinely love how you can shop on their website. But anyways, so I decided to go with crystal moonlight for the bigger stones. Me and my mom decided, and I was like, I'm gonna use crystal clear for the small beads, not beads, the small crystals that you see. And then I decided I don't like that, because clear a lot of times can come off very hollow looking, like very black in a way, which it would seem like it'd be the opposite. Clear crystals, they can be, I don't know, sometimes it's not the look. Crystal moonlight is very similar, but it doesn't give that hollow look that clear can have. That might sound weird and crazy, but it's a thing. Crystal moonlight, you could see it has like this reflection of a little bit of like blue and yellow, but like not a lot to feel like it only can go with blue and yellow nails. It very much still has like a clear diamondy look. It just has a little more something to it that I appreciate. It doesn't have the emptiness that clear crystals can have. So I'm just going with this design, and I'm using a crystal gel. I can't remember what I was using at this time. I'm going to think it's probably the Nailed by John herpes gel that I was using, which served me real well. It wasn't bad, but you know, lately I've been using the Daily Charm. I think it's the Stay Put jelly in the tube. I really love that too. So, you know, I have tried different things, and I try them for you guys. So if you find yourself at Nailed by John's website and, you know, you want to try it, it's not a bad product. But again, I like to try, you know, different things. So I'm applying the beads. Even this, I can't decide. This set, this is why it haunted me as I was doing it. So that's why the video took so long, and I don't know if I want the beads on, the beads off, where I want the beads. I don't even know. So after I got it how I wanted it, I'm just feathering out that crystal gel. We don't want that build up, because you're going to be able to see a big chunk of the crystal gel. Even if it is clear, you're going to be able to tell. So always feather out the edges when you're using crystal gel. Just if you have any big, you know, chunks of gel, because it's going to cure that way. When you're applying crystal gel, you always want to apply a surplus of gel and make sure it goes around the edges of the stones, that you kind of sink it in. You never want to touch the top of the stones. I say it all the time, but if you're new here, we never want to top coat, apply glue, gel, or anything to the top of the crystals. They will not sparkle at all, or how they're supposed to. So when you're applying gel or sealing the crystals, whatever you're doing, you want to make sure the edge is covered with the gel completely. So when you cure it, it physically holds the stone in. I always say like a diamond is prong set in, like those little metal pieces that hold a diamond in, or cubic zirconia, or whatever you got going on is fine. Uh, that's what we're doing with gel. We're kind of prong setting the stone into that gel. Just the lip of it is getting soaked in that gel, and then we're curing it so it holds it. So after I cure it, I'm going to go in and top coat, again, around the stones, never on top, but you want to bump up to the edges. Also, that helps literally keep them on, but it also helps so the stones don't get caught in hair. That's a lot of people's grievances, like, oh, they get caught and stuck in my hair. If you seal around the stones very well, there's not going to be this harsh, like 90-degree angle where the nail meets the stone, or any gaps. Because if you get a bigger stone, you have a big flat stone on a rounded nail surface, you're going to have gaps. So this helps with that, so they don't get it caught on, their hair, clothes, and things like that, which in turn will also help them last longer. So I just top coated, and that is the final look. Oh, I made it through. I made it through this set. I made it through this year. And I made it through this video. So I really want to thank you guys for watching. Just leave me a thumbs up or subscribe if you made it this far. I don't know why the set gave me the blues, but I'm good. I'm better. It turned out really beautiful. But, I just want to let you guys, as a professional, it all doesn't work out all the time how you want it. But we got there. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.